don't see much of a sense in what I'm doing, because I'm convincing people to do something that companies want them to do. But what actually is important for me is what people want, for them to realize their potential, what's needed for them. And I started to think about my own career transition. I started to try to find out how to help people find meaning in what they do. And I found the Gallup talent assessment, maybe some you know, the Gallup talent assessment is like to find out what really differentiates people, what is unique in people. But then I found out when I started to apply this assessment and coaching, I found out that just knowing what you are good at without applying it doesn't really serve. So I did the career coaching certification, then starting to apply the career coaching, I found out that something that the people are motivated by very different things. For example, for a lot of people, it's very important to make a difference in what they do, in their work. But making a difference means different things for different people. For some, making a difference is like changing the world, making the world better. For some, making a difference is that the work they do on a daily basis is useful, is efficient, it brings some results. So even the same work making a difference can mean different things for different people. And then what I started to do is like I did another certification, like that was related to the values and the consciousness levels. Then I figured out that a lot of people know what to do, but they don't do. They sabotage themselves. So I wanted to understand like how this self-sabotage works. So I did another. So basically, I did many certifications, and they created a methodology in the end. And meanwhile, in this, I'm working with this like for 6 years. And I already work with more than 450 clients, basically more in the managerial level, on the executive level, a lot of entrepreneurs as well who, for example, sold their company and they are in the moment like, okay, what do I do next? What do I do with my career? But basically what unites all the people with whom I work is that they are stuck in their career. And there are a lot of people who are stuck in their career, who are not engaged. These are the numbers for the Brazil. It is again Gallup research. So you can see for the other countries. But look at these numbers. Only 30 people are engaged in what they do. Means that 70% of people, they are just like moving the mouse. And the 8 hours a day is a lot of time, not be really living, not be really present. And like 40% of the people on the job market are actively looking for the job. So it's a lot. It's like epidemic, right? And what I figured out, as I said, I worked with a lot of different people in different moments. Some people don't like what they do now, but they don't know what the next move. Some people know the next move, but they can't get there. They want promotion, but they can't. A lot of different stories. But what I really figured out in the last years, the new trend is coming up. This trend that people not only are anxious about the current moment, that they are anxious about the future. Even they are okay with the current role, they are worried that AI will come and take their place, or that they are not fast enough. Basically, you can feel it a lot working with technology. Like you are working with ChatGPT, is not now it's closed. You are never in time. There are a lot of different opportunities, new technology, and the world is moving very fast. And actually, the only way, and people are especially very successful executive people, they want to be relevant. They want to be the best. And to be the best, they want to use the best tools. But there are so many. And what is really important in all this story is to change the focus. It's not only to look at the external environment and what is changing and being reactive, but look at yourself. So you can find the base, the structure. And when I say to look at yourself, what I'm talking about. To think about the future and to dream, to feel what you want, what is important for you. And like smart people say, okay, but I can create a vision for 10 years, but the future will be very different than what I create. For sure. But creating a vision, dream, and helps you to understand what is important for you now. Who you are, what is important for you, what is you, what is not you. To bring meaning to your decisions. Because you can't do everything. You can't be in time with everything, what's happening with all the changes. But you can make decisions. And those decisions that you are making, why you are making them. Because it's a new thing, and if you don't do, you are late, or because it is really important for you. So focusing on yourself, thinking about yourself, what is important for you, what you envision, knowing what you are good at, knowing your tools is important. What is another thing what I perceive a lot, that, and it's very traditional about the job market in any country, is that a lot of people associate themselves with their work. For example, who are you? Introduce yourself. I am HR manager. I am whatever. So people put a label. And this is as well in this new environment of very rapidly changing things, it's dangerous, because imagine like this robot is HR manager. So no need more in HR managers. Will we throw this robot away? Okay, we can throw a robot away, but you are a human being. You will be thrown away. And it's very important to know, okay, HR manager, what does it mean? What am I good at? What do I do? What are my skills? Not to see it as one whole thing, but to understand functionality of every part. What do I bring? Because then this robot can be a transformer. There is a new need, and it can reconstruct itself for a new need. But for that, you really need to know what are your skills, what are you good at, what you know how to do to be able to reconstruct. So there are some very important things that we will be working today a little bit. We have a few time, but we will be working on these two things to understand better yourself, right? This not a one whole thing, but what are the different parts of you and how they work, and as well to look at your vision, what is important for you. And with this, we will try to think about the next big idea. And it's cool that you all have a similar background, because I believe in this, there will be a lot of moments of sharing. In these sharing moments, you really can share the ideas and give each other the new ideas, and probably get to know each other from a little bit different point of view, more as a person and not as the technology expert. And well, congratulations that you are here today in this crazy world. You have this time to think about yourself and to what is important. So I will bring the first exercise, and I really, I know that it's a little different concept for you, and you are used to be in your computers. But for this to really work, I would like to ask you to be present, because if there will be a part where you will think for yourself, and if you don't do this, then the further work doesn't work. I know that it's a different practice, but I will ask you to do that if you really want to dedicate this time for yourself. And we will give you some papers. I hope you have pens. I don't know if you do. And so we'll really like write, not type. I know it's different, but and
take your microphone, put here. Sure. Your hair.
Okay. So and the first dynamic that we will do, it is well, as I said, I did like I will not even be able to count how many certifications and workshops about career, but I like a lot. All of them, they give kind of similar structure to the career development process. And I really like one of these basic structures. Who of you know this Ikigai? Have you already done? Great. Perfect. And I really love this model, because whatever they put in these certifications, it's all about this idea. And I will just very briefly introduce the concept. It comes, so the Ikigai concept comes from Japan. Japan. It's there is an island that is called Okinawa. It's a little island in Japan, and it is a blue zone. So the scientists figured out that people, by some reason, live very long there, and that humanity wants to live forever, always, right? So they started to try to figure out why people live so long, what they eat, what they do. And one of these things that they figured out is this ikigai. Ikigai, the translation, very dramatic translation from one point of view, from Japanese, is the reason of being. But that reason of being is actually something that I've talked today already about. It's like a meaning that people on a daily basis in what they do, they have the meaning. And this meaning is basically, they divide it in 4 main pillars. One pillar is that you do what you are good at. So these are those talents, what differentiate myself. My talents are different from other people's talents. And we tend to not perceive our talents because it's so natural for us that we think that it's obvious, like everybody can do that. But exactly those things that are very natural and easy for you are the most probably your main talents. So this is the first part, what you are good at. The second part is what you love to do, what you really enjoy doing when time passes. So what are these things? And this is a part about yourself. And the second part is about the world, because career, your work, and this is really interesting because a lot of people who come with some issues of being stuck at work is where they get lost, because they say, okay, I'm good at this, I really love doing it, but they cannot market it, they cannot sell it to companies, and it doesn't work. So profession is not only about yourself and you are good at, but about what is the need on the market, what the world needs, what you can be paid for. And a lot of, especially employees like that work for the big companies, they kind of don't have this concept of selling their professional skills. And this is very important. And so basically all of these 4 points are important. If something of this is missing, then you really can't, then there is an issue, that there is this feeling of being stuck. For example, you are good at something, you love to do it, but nobody needs it, nobody will buy it. If you are not paid for it well, if you receive a low salary, you get frustrated. If somebody needs it, you wouldn't get it, but you don't like it, you get frustrated again. So basically, any of these points missing, you get frustrated. So now what we will do. I know that some of you did the Ikigai probably already several times. So I encourage you to do this exercise again because it is changing. And we will have a chance to share about this exercise with this group. And I think this is very valuable in this community. So let's start. I will be talking and I will ask you to write. You have the paper, the first paper with this image. I will ask you to write. Don't overthink, write whatever comes to your mind. Okay, now it's not a moment to analyze, it's a moment to put everything on the table. So we will start with what you are good at. And and this is this first part. So think of the things that, for example, you know that you do better than the other people. You perceive that you do better. So if you have some things in your mind, just write it down. Or, for example, you receive feedback from your clients, from your bosses, and a lot of them say similar things. What are these things that they say? What are the things that you probably do faster than the other people do? The other people need a lot of time and you just catch it fast, you do it fast. Again, try not to think like those examples, I am an HR manager, I am a good developer. No. What do you do well? You resolve complex problems. You know how to talk to people, so they give you needed inputs. So what are these specific things that we do well, that make you a good specialist, that help you to make things happen? What is your way to achieve good results? And not only making things happen, but talking to people, creating great ideas. What people ask you for the advice. And try not to think only about professional part. Maybe some hobbies, or like your friends, your family. When they need some advice, they are in difficult situation. What are they asking you for? When they come to you. And now, I will ask you a question here. If you can evaluate from 0 to 10, looking at all what you wrote, at these talents, things that you are good at, look at them. If you can evaluate from 0 to 10, how much are you using your talents and your competences at your current projects? Give it a number. The first number that comes to your mind is normally a correct one, because then you start to... It can be 7. Well, I'm using some, but some very important I'm not using. Can be 10, can be 0. 0 difficult, but this one.
So you write the number?
Yes, write the number. You have little square. Not square.
The number is how much I use.
Yes, how do you evaluate the current level of how you use this talent? If I use all of them all the day, 10. If I feel like I'm not really doing what I'm good at my work, then it's like less. But put some numbers that comes to your mind. And then question, if this is not 10, if this is 7 or 6 or 5 or whatever, what is missing?
What is missing?
What is missing? What you can do more, which talents you want to use more for this to become 10. You can write it down. So, moving to the next dimension, what do you love? So here it's more about what your values are, what is important for you on a daily basis. For some people, for example, independence is important. Create new things is important. For the other people, collaboration is important. Like working in a team of nice people, working with smart people. For some people, be flexible is important. To be able to work from home, to be owner of your time. For other people, the rules is important. They can't work in a kind of chaotic environment. They really need some rules, some governance. So what is important for you? Not only work and related things, but as well personal, like family, friends, free time, really have time to do sports or whatever. And what, for example, think of a moment when you were really excited, when you were doing something you were proud about it. What were you doing when you were really excited, you really loved, you didn't want the task to be over? What was that you were doing? Maybe you perceive that you don't see the time go. you realize that the time passed and it's 2 hours. What are the things that you were doing? And here I'll ask you now to look at it and the same question. From 0 to 10, how do you evaluate in a current moment at your work, your professional life, how much you do what you love? How much all this that you put there is present in your life? From 0 to 10. It's a feeling, it's not exact number. Whatever number comes to you, you just try. Here in this square. Yes. Whatever you wrote here, think about your current professional moment. What?
It's a pretty good exercise.
In your current moment, think what you wrote here, if it is present or not. You will give it a note from 0 to 10. How much it is present? If it is 10, yes. Super line. What? 5, like. And then the last question, the question here is like why? If it is not 10, if it is 7, if it is 6, what is missing? What you can do more differently, leave more, what you really feel that is missing on your daily basis from what you wrote there. Normally you write a lot of things, but there is something that is really important that you feel that is missing. Okay. So now we do go to the next dimension about the world. Again, it's your perception now. We do not talk about the official statistics, etc. So what do you think that the world needs? What do you think that are really important issues in this world? Some trends that you are interested in. For example, you go through some feed in some social network, you see the news about it and you want to read about it. You really care about it. You get emotional when you see. This emotion is important in this case. What discussions bring emotions in you? What topics bring emotions in you? What are the world needs or trends? What are the trends that you want to be a part of? For example, talking about the future, you hear about something and you really want to contribute to be a part of what are the world problems that you would like to contribute to solve. If you could have resources, etc., like which world problems you would like to solve? What kind of people would you like to help? Maybe not people, maybe animals. That they perceive as important and interesting. And now we will do the same exercise from 0 to 10. How much your work now is related to what the world needs, to what you wrote here. Are you really doing something about those problems you want to solve? Are you learning about those trends? Are you contributing with it? From 0 to 10, how much of this is present at your current work and projects? Number, some number. And if it is not 10, what would you like to bring? What is missing? Sometimes people talk here about diversity, sometimes people, a lot of different topics. What is important for you? What do you think you could work more on? And for the last point, the dynamic will be a bit different. First, I will ask you to evaluate the remuneration that you get, the money that you receive for your working projects. How much are you satisfied with that money? From 0 to 10, give it a number. It's not, I do not ask you to evaluate if it is good or bad. It's your feeling. I can be a billionaire and not be satisfied. From 0 to 10, how much satisfied are you with what you are earning? Like the number, the square there. The next thing I'd like to ask you to do is to look at the numbers you have here. Who got 10 in all of them? If you got, then something you are not being very honest to yourself normally. So look at that numbers. Basically, what you normally have here is the diagnostic of your current professional moment. Basically, those numbers that are lower are those things that show you the development direction, that show you where you need to go, what you need to change. And you already wrote what you need to change. So my next question is about this part. What kind of projects you can do, what you can do differently, what you can change in your current work to consider these things that are missing, to change the situation, to bring them to 10. What could be this project? What could be these activities? What could be these changes? Can be difficult, I know. Just think what you could do professionally to get better to what you want, to who you are, to what is important for you. And now the easy question, just a brainstorm, think what you can be paid for. Not only the things you are doing now, you can leave them just to happen there, but some other thing. Thinking of combining all of these parts, what you are good at, what you love, what is important, what you can be paid for. Projects, just try everything. This is everything that comes to mind. And now I will have I believe that the most interesting part is I will ask you to form, those people who participated in this activity, I will ask you to form the groups of 3 who participated in it. Okay, so probably we will need to change here. If you did not participate actually but would like to participate, then, do we have the groups of 3 here? Like you are 3, right? Here is missing 1 person. Okay, so here we have a group of 3. And you are the group of 3. Okay, so now, in the groups of 3, what we will have here happen? So for everybody to have time to share and time to receive, what we will do, I will ask her, just like raise the hand who will be first. Somebody, anybody, in a group. Okay, so this first person, what will the first person, the person who will be talking, what person will talk about these 3 questions? First, you just give a little briefing to the group, to your little group, right? Everybody. What is your professional moment and ambition? Just people to understand who you are, what you want in this current moment. And then you can share the basic things about your ikigai, what your talents are, what is important, what would you like to change, and share your ideas. What are you good at, what you thought about. The group is just listening, not interrupting, not commenting, just listening and thinking about these 2 questions about this person. What inspires you in the story that you are hearing? What do you see as a value, professional value of this person? And then the ways you can contribute with the ideas of this person. Maybe you have more ideas, maybe you have experience in that, maybe you have content. Okay? So each person will have 7 minutes to talk. Then a person, yes. But you will see that it will, believe me, many people like when you start talking, it just goes. So each person will have 7 minutes to talk, and then each person will have 5 minutes to receive. Okay. So I will handle the time here. So, okay, the first person can go. The time is on. You can start sharing.
First. Oh, okay. So I'm trying to do because you have the power to change with a popping effect or I'm not against it, you have the ability to more and of course because sometimes I don't in our fields, for example, study but other studies we have opinions. So yeah. So I'm more into the exploration of this in my career. And I think it's one of the good things because I'm doing this it's 3 years ago, I did part of the and shared experiences and my way of life. And I usually have traditional work but I'm trying to identify what would be my purpose using my professionals. usually involving more groups in looking causes or in so that's my guy. Because I'm more open, I'm quite agnostic, and I'm usually so I usually go to go and learn stuff and look up stuff. I really don't like to see animation. And then people are more easier stuff. And it's really difficult and they do have needs for so I'm quite like so I'm more into that. I get paid off. I believe that I'm marketing part of my time because some guys usually use me as because I usually do grants and here I started really my universe, you know. People say that sure, I'm quite strong in that. You know, once you practice a lot, you know, so I usually like introvert, but I think that's my side is more into this side, more into this area, because almost everything is like and things like to have see the perspective behind the outcome, the power of love actually have that or a purpose, you know, stuff to do. And that's it. But I'm grateful. All artists are but I believe that so my vocation, I don't know what I'm going to do exactly these days, but it's very hard to wait for it to build something, so I do that and I'm quite so I need to work more into so at least for me, exactly is a good place. I don't know, maybe go back there, but no, only to regulate to survive and continue. So what they, I believe that I need to, I just share, or that hasn't ended.
So if you have already finished, who has already finished, you can, those people who are listening can give their feedback based on these two questions. What inspired you in the story, what you see as a value, as a special thing of this person, and some other ideas of what this person could do, maybe experiences that you already had about the topic, so how you can contribute, make an impact.
Yeah, give me a because interact, I love
living yeah, we can also
It's where I you get the 5 minutes. Ten times smaller. So what time? Right now, one of the ideas is about that's why I'm not trying to communicate that, okay, you're not, no. But I'm going to, I'm going to go, I have that, yeah, I know that it's like a dream. Yeah, I have this I believe that one of my, I usually get distracted. And I usually want to so I just what is stuff that what is stuff how can I scale that? Not to scale that, bring more money.
Guys, last 30 seconds and we switch to another person.
For me,
Guys, please switch to the second person. That means the moment that you learn how to switch to the second person. The 7 minutes of the second person are starting now.
They have basically all the time. I like it as well. And of course, it's so far away from operation. I used to be in operation, but I got that place because I need to have like a free because like the operation first we want to do something for some and then when the project comes to me, I say, push. You should have like you need to come to me. So the whole project more programming, my friends and sometimes even who was trying to control it, but at the same time I like it. Right now, the future and be so far because I have it so I don't know if it's hard. When I think the world reaches things like that, I didn't look like it's not how we AI is changing you just have to after police just more into the whole side of the world. That's what you do with and of course, like the game, that's what I think all make sure together. The idea have a new world and new teams, new people are using I don't know if it's going to get better, it's going to get worse. What I get paid for me, learning because like is focus is not so great right now. I have really bad
You're in the
being right now having teams nothing will follow. Basically, I think they pay for my I say that for 2 years, way like fully planned. And then because I'm doing so many things. It's just switching so many things all the time. So it's just like so this and stuff like switching between. So basically, I'm trying to yeah, it's just taking like brain. I mean, just the time of basically that's when you can just go 16, 18 years. And then it takes the country long.
For me, at least, like all the things that is like something that you can
If you haven't switched to the feedback yet, it's time to switch to the feedback.
yeah, I'm
But it was like, that's. So. Programs or programs
Switch it to the third person. Switch it to the conversation and now switch to the third person.
So for me, right now, I'm focusing on more now for my company, But then work as a professor because right now they group money.
You need to share this with
Yes, I do. But my
One thing that I hear from the beginning
I see us
They get bored. And before they get the freedom.
Right now,
Guys, start off in the conversation. That's what you say. Guys, the time is over. The time is over for this part. So please, I need your attention here. If you will have more time here to talk afterwards, right? But okay. So I did if you like turn here. We have no, okay. The way you are here. Very often, what makes people
people stuck or not really being able to find a way is excess of the analytics, like analysis paralysis, that we keep thinking about the same thing, the same ideas come, the same. What we did here, we try to look a little bit from different perspectives, got some ideas coming from outside, and now I propose to you some other activity that may be a little bit strange for some of you, different. But I propose, because you have trusted me till now with the process, so please trust a little bit more that it can be insightful. So I ask you to join the activity that will switch on the intuition part. We were analyzing token, so now we will focus a little bit on the intuition. And it will be a visualization. So I will ask you to down, close your eyes. I know some people are not okay with that, but bear with me. Some people, I will ask you to imagine something. If you can't imagine, just answer questions, basically. Okay. And so how it will work? There will be a visualization, and then there will be a moment when I will ask you to open your eyes. You have you can turn the page, whatever, like there, to have a space to write. And I will ask you to write down the answers to the questions. So I will be asking you questions, and you just write down whatever comes to your mind. Okay? You don't need to talk. You don't just write down the answers to the questions. Okay? So now is the moment. Don't be afraid to look stupid because we are doing it. Okay. So I want to sit comfortably. I want to ask you to sit comfortably. So to be sure that your feet are on the ground. The people who did not participate before can join. It will not harm anyone. So be sure that your spine is straight. You can close your eyes. Just breathe in and breathe out. Try to feel the weight of your feet on the ground, your own weight on the chair. Probably you are touching some surface with your hand. Just try to feel all the feelings of the touch, the temperature of the surface that you are touching. Try to feel the touch. Breathe in and breathe out. Now try to focus on listening to the sounds in the environment. The most remote sounds, the sound of my voice, the way how it sounds, all details of the way I am speaking. Try to focus on listening. Breathe in, breathe out. Focus on the temperature of the air that is entering to your nostrils and the temperature of the air getting out. Now, try to imagine yourself in 10 years. Imagine yourself as a very successful person. Like all you dreamed about came true, you are happy, you really feel happy, proud of yourself, you feel successful. Feel this success. Where are you in this moment? What is surrounding you? Who are the people? Is it inside, outside? What are your clothes? How are you dressed? What are you doing? Feel this success, like you are happy to be there. You are really excited. Imagine that there are some people coming to you to thank you for your work, like congratulating you to what you have done. Who are these people? What are they saying to you? Feel grateful for them to be grateful. Happy, successful. What are you doing? Who you are. Now you can open your eyes and I will start asking you some questions. You can write down. Write down what you've seen, some things that came to your mind, please, and you want to write down, please write down now. Some things that you've seen. What were you doing? Don't evaluate, just write down all the ideas about the future that inspire you. What is this success when you feel really realized professionally? What are these ideas in the future? Imagine that all is possible. What was that environment that you were in? What were you doing? What brings you this feeling of being successful? Some big, maybe crazy ideas. Those people to whom you help. What changed for them? How did you help them? What do you have? Where do you live? What is your quality of life, lifestyle? If everything is possible, if everything will work out, you will have all the acquisition resources. What do you do? Where do you live? What are your relationships with family, friends? Like feel this satisfaction that everything is the way how it should be. Where are you? What you do? What is surrounding you? Everything is possible. Everything will work out the way it should, the best way. So what is it? Now I want to ask you to look at your ikigai, at the ideas that you had there. and think, imagine, what is your next big move? What is your next big idea? What really makes sense? What your vision, your identity is asking you to do next. And what can you do in the next 7 days for this big move to happen? What can you do to start the chain of the changes? Okay, so now I want to ask you to find one person, the person you want to, you maybe feel more comfortable, and to share what you've seen, what you want to do. Just one person. You will have just 5 minutes. It's a very brief conversation, but just like, please do it now. Just find one person and share.
Guys, we have 1 minute exactly. You can switch. We have 1 minute.
Like in my phone, I think that even this kind of things would be like contribute. I have full hands, so muscles like
There's no and suddenly we love that and
everybody goes there, one, two, one, two.
Guys, I know that it's very cool to share your dreams and something that you are really excited about, but we need to analyze the dynamic here. So I just want to say a couple of closing words here. At your, like when you receive these papers, you have a part that is a little more concrete. So if you want, you can afterwards to fill it in by yourself. I will.
After all, we're concluding this. Is there are we going to have enough time to hear you after all? Because we, I think we wanted to discuss that. It's just like, we don't have
Yes, it's a good dynamic. I will wait. You are stay with the question. So I just wanted to finalize this dynamic. So at your materials, you have this part where you can write a little more details to what you are talking about. And here is important. These questions are important, probably the most important. Basically, try to evaluate at your current moment, thinking about this dream, what you already have, why you are capable of doing it, and what is still missing, what you still need to do, acquire, think, learn to be able to do it. And try to create this plan. This is a very basic plan. But it can help to prioritize, let's say, right? And so I wanted to ask you, in general, how was this experience for you?
I would like to have more guidance words, guidance speech. Would be better. The only time we don't know if you're doing right. It's enough teach ourselves. It's just a chance. I know your goals like professional, like a strategic planning. You're doing very well. It's best always this companies plannings, annual plannings like our goal, our visions, for instance. So very good the approach is here.
Yeah, I loved it. I thought it was a really good opportunity to like, be vulnerable and share, and it's about intention. So I feel like I'm the only one who can share, and I love seeing it reflected on my like trio because then I can see like, oh, I could perfect speaking about this part, or I could perfect speaking about this part, or like you asked me for examples, and that was super helpful. Yeah, very insightful.
Great. This is a very short dynamic and for the group that we are now, but this is like of course when I do individual meetings, individual for each one. Sometimes we do in the small group, but for each of the Ikigai parts, there are a lot of techniques, assessments to figure out more about your talents, get the feedback. So it's a work. As you see, it's work. There's work to be done. There are tools, there is framework, but the work who needs to do is yourself. And we can't do anything. I cannot give you a speech how to live or which career is correct and whatever. It's not possible, but it's with you. And each one has their own truth and their reality. But what I wanted to say that what I see as a professional who works in this area, that more and more people are lost, are disengaged, anxious about the future. So what I want to do, I want to bring this kind of tools, of course, looking at the formats, but to more people. So more people could approach their work proactively, like take back their responsibility for their career for themselves and not only struggle and be reactive. So what I wanted to ask you, so this is my Ikigai, this work related to career. This is something what I really believe and what I want to bring to more people. So if you people who work with technology have some ideas of how I can bring this solution to more people, maybe using some technologies, maybe whatever ideas you have, I wanted to ask you for the feedback. This is the little form. It's a Google form. Not need to fill it in now, but whenever you want, if participating in this dynamic, you got some ideas of how to bring these kind of experiences for more people. And like, for example, my issue right now, I will say like very honestly, is that the individual work that I do is my hours, so it's kind of expensive. So it's mainly managers and people who have I want to bring it to more people. So if you have the idea how to make it cheap, how to make it fun, how considering the way how the dynamic, I would be very grateful. So thank you very much for the trust and participation.
Just to add this part. So Marina has been doing this for a long time, and she talked with me some moments. She's trying to improve this methodology personally with person, like probably so as okay, I know Marina can do person guidance, but she can do she's really self-human and talk to another person on a time, not to many person.
1 hour for each of the
Yeah.
20 hours would be important.
So she created these forms here. If you read the text, maybe I didn't understand too much, but the idea that Marina wants to develop through maybe an agent of AI that can bring this methodology to a lot of people, a lot of people need this. So if you have an idea like this or like technology, and you can share on the forums, it's very good.
Yes.
Is it?
Yes.
Is it?
Thank you
Yeah.
very much.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Thank you for the trust. I know the experience is not
On the work, is there any connection with the actual platform you work for connecting people with
very. Remote job, no.
Basically,
Thank you.
How do I disconnect?
Desconectar?
Desconectar da apresentação.
Nice. Very good.
I hope it was helpful.
Yeah.
I hope people give me feedback.
People don't do this exercise. For me, it was challenging to think all the areas. What I do, I love to do. I don't know, I love to do a lot of things, but what I really love, people don't have time to think about things and to share with strange people, you know?
But it's good to share with friends because they don't judge you.
Yeah, appreciate your time also. For the pop-up is good because we talk a lot about technology and tools and everything else. It's a